I'm about to tell you guys the quickest path to success, whether you're trying to get rich, you're trying to get muscles, you're trying to have success in relationships. I'm going to give you the absolute quickest path, no matter who you are, what you want, to get what you want. All right. By the way, if you have never seen any of my videos before, welcome back. I'm Mike, and this is What's Better Than Great. All right. So let's just dive into it because I don't feel like wasting my time doing intros. All right. The quickest way to get what you want is this, right? I used to work for a guy before I got out of the employment field, before I was self-employed. Um, I worked for a guy doing digital marketing for insurance, and which was, by the way, this was probably about a year after getting into the law of attraction for real and actually knowing that it was true. Um, I got to a point where I realized that he was not, he was successful. He had a very successful business actually, but he was not, uh, he reached a point where he hit here, right? At this point, he grew from this to this, and then there's nothing, you can't get past that point, right? And so what I realized about him through working there with him for 2 years, and it was a small company, it was only four of us, and I was, like I said, the digital marketer. What I realized about him is probably also the thing that keeps you from having the type of maybe growth or success that you want in your let's call it a business or your relationships or what anything, right? He is the type of person that is self-made, right? He's built himself up from a long way. And I mean, I love the guy. I still think the world of him. So I'm not talking down about him. But he's the type of person who would find a workaround, right? To not have to spend money on things that uh, he didn't really want to spend money on, right? And so he had a website that was really cheap, and you could tell he had a lot of different things that just were not, even if they weren't cheap, if they cost him a lot, they weren't the best option all the time. And what I realized is that through time of being there, I realized that not just this isn't the one time he does this. This is how he is in every way, right? And I learned this because he also runs a couple of events locally around here where I live. Um, Throughout the year, he runs a few other businesses. And what I realized is just in general, right? He's that type of person that will kind of like find the workaround. He's going to find his way around the issue. He's not going to deal with it directly. He's not also going to pay for the best quality. And that's understandable for some because of the fact that it's like you don't necessarily have it to do, right? And so you just got to find a way to do it. But here's the problem. The problem is that whenever um whenever the machine's not working right? Like it just, and it will happen. Anytime something can go wrong, it will eventually. And so what would happen is there would be a problem in the business somehow, or a problem in one of the systems that keeps the business afloat. And that's when the bill hits, and it's not a small bill, right? And so I'm not going to talk about the specific situation that this was for him because it was a potential legal matter. I'll just say that. But he didn't really know what he didn't know, and he didn't know where the mess up came in. He didn't even know when it started. Uh, and because of that, he didn't know what to fix. And so we spent more time trying to find the problem than we did fixing it, right? And this is the problem that most people face whenever they are struggling, right? Whenever there's a hard thing to get over, is that maybe you've cut too many corners. Maybe you're cutting a corner, right? And here's the thing: any corners you cut, right? If you cut too many corners, you don't know what corner you've cut that caused the problem, right? And so essentially, you're waiting to have a problem in the future, right? You're pushing problems off to the future. anytime you do a workaround, anytime you're not doing the thing precisely the way you should do it, right? And all it really takes in order to avoid all that is just patience, right? All you have to do is slow down and say, okay, well, this is the right way to do it. I know it. I know that I can think of easier ways to do it, but that's just my lazy brain. That's my brain wanting me to screw myself over in the end. So you have to avoid it. So the fastest way, the quickest way to be successful at anything is through taking your time and doing it right the first time. This is something I teach my son, or really all my kids, right? I teach them, take your time, be patient, do it right the first time so you don't have to do it a second. That is why it's faster, is because you will come back to it later if you don't take your time, if you're not patient, if you don't do it right, right? So for me, right, what I tell people is this: stay focused, right? Take your time, right? And if something pops up, take care of it right now. Stop being a person who says, well, I'll get to it in a minute, or, I'll get to it later, right? Take your time. I hope you guys enjoyed this, right? If you did, I have something for you. I wrote a book called Manifest Anything. It will help you learn how to manifest anything you want in your life. And the key to it is learning how to shift your self-image, which is what creates your comfort zone, which is what you use to create your lifestyle. So if you are interested in learning more about some of the stuff that I taught in this video and some of the things I talk about in all of my videos, make sure you check out that book. You can find it at whatsbetterthangreat.com/book. Whatsbetterthangreat.com/book. Take care.